All right, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome back to today's market color recap session. My name is Sabia Bin. I will be taking the first part of today's recap before my colleague comes on board to do his part on the asset classes he'll be looking at today. I believe you can all hear me. I see a couple of us are online. Hi, Kolade, Uday, St. Paul, Wayne, Ebby, and User. It's so good to have everyone of you here. Okay, so this is going to be quite fast. Just a quick recap of what the market has been doing so far. So let us take a quick look at the market. We're going to be using our all-weather strategy to see what the market is doing so far. So this is going to be a quick recap on what the market has done since yesterday. Remember that during our session yesterday, we marked out certain level points where we're watching out to see what price does at those points, right? And you can see that price, those levels we marked out are still on our chart since yesterday. This was our first point of interest, where we stated we want to see price buy back into, or rather sell back into, so we could start to buy from, right? So yes, you see price retraced exactly into that point, and then started to see reactions. If you will go down to the lower time frame, like M5 specifically, you'd see that our zone was still very much intact. Price tapped into that level, gave us a confirmation, and then it continued to buy. From our point of interest to where price has currently bought all the way into, we're looking at about 35 pips so far, which is a fair enough move for an asset class like AUD USD, right? So yes, so now that price has now done what we looked at it doing yesterday, what is it going to be doing now? I'm going to go back to the H4 time frame and see. So there is no sunshine printed, which is basically indicating that there is still more move for AUD USD to continue buying to the upside. So for me, I've been in a buy on AU, and I'm still going to keep holding until I see H4 give me a new sunshine. When I see a new sunshine printed, it's going to give me the indication that people who are buying this move are taking profit. So I should also start getting ready. So once that is formed, I'll look for an exit and I'll be out, right? However, before price gets to that zone, I could also come back to the H1 and wait for price to retrace into a good enough zone, because I wouldn't want to jump into a buy when the buy has already moved. My stop loss will be too wide. So preferably now, going back to the M5, I'll go ahead and mark out different level points we could watch out for and see if price retraces into those zones. Just like we did yesterday, we marked out 4 points of interest on M5. First one was yesterday's high, yesterday's low. I'm using the horizontal line on the chart. I believe you cannot see it. So first and second levels marked yesterday's high and low. I'm going to go ahead and mark out the third and the fourth, which is day before yesterday's high, right here. Day before yesterday's high are in conference, right? So let me go ahead and delete some lines so we don't get too confused. I don't want to choke up our charts with too many moves. So adjust this back in here. So yes, day before yesterday's high, rather yesterday's low marked out. Adjust this into yesterday's high and day before yesterday's high, and then mark out the final level point, which is now day before yesterday's low right here. We're now waiting. If price comes back into these zones, I could look for entries to continue buying. If not, I'll just say this trade has left me. Let me just wait for the next good entry. Good entry is always when we see deep retracement, right? So if price is buying, you can see the next resistance level, eyeing AUD USD right now. If price trades into the zone, it will hit this resistance and we're going to see reaction. It will come back into our trend first, and this could be another point of interest to continue buying AUD from. But if this level does not hold, the next point of interest will be right here. Quick one on USD card. But let's look at NZD USD first. Now for NZD USD, our sunshine was already printed. We marked our certain level points as well, similar to what we did on AU, but price did not trade into our points of interest. So from the 3 asset classes we marked out so far, we've seen that only one point of interest was hit, which was on AUD USD. This did not tap in and it continued to buy. So I am still holding this zone. I am still waiting for price to retrace into a good enough level, right? Come back to a good zone somewhere here or here. I'll use the horizontal line to mark them out. I know we don't all have the indicators, so take note of the price point at this level. I'm going to go ahead and mark out this point of interest as well, 1 and 2. When price trades into the zone, I'll look for entries to continue buying NZUSD. So those of us online, also take note of these price points. When price gets there, add your confirmation and take advantage of what the market has to present. Finally, looking at USD card, because we're looking at commodity currencies. Let's see what USD card has done so far. So for USD card now, we said we're looking at temporal buys before Sunshine was printed. We're expecting price to retrace into this zone. This is the H4, so I'll go to the H1 to mark out my point of interest again. This was my first point of interest that I had marked out. My second point of interest here inside this pullback, and my third point of interest is still very much here. So these levels are still very valid. I'm not going to go down to lower time frames. I want price to come back here. I'll prefer to take trades from these zones than smaller time frames in this case. So come back in here, 1.37464, 38088, and 38499. The price trades into the zones, we'll look for confirmation and we'll continue to take those trades. Okay, so thank you for joining. Please don't go anywhere. We'll go on a very short break, and my colleague is going to come on board and do the final lap of this analysis session. So thank you for joining. Cheers and God bless.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the market color for today, the 4th of June 2025. So we'll be continuing with our market color as we look at the analysis on gold versus the dollar. So looking at gold right now, I think gold is getting ready for a buy, just like we analyzed in the morning. Remember in the morning, we said we wanted to see a gold buy, but then we hadn't seen our clear entry yet. So one thing that I've seen right now on gold is that that's taking out all the liquidities for today. Okay, all the liquidities that were created today, gold has taken them out. So I'm thinking it is ripe for a buy at this moment. So what I'll be doing right now is to look at lower time frames. And what I want to see is a simple market structure shifts, which happened like the one that happened on 5 minutes right here. And any retracement back to this level, I'll be taking my buy. So right now, for those that were asking earlier, gold is ready for a clear buy. Okay, so oh, sorry. So let me share my screen with you once. Okay, so gold is getting ready and it's looking set for a clear buy, as you can see on the 5 minutes time frame. It's going to sweep all the liquidities that were created, all the liquidity around here that were created earlier today. Gold has gone ahead to sweep them and it's looking set for a clean buy trade. So it has taken out today's liquidity, which is somewhere around here. And at this point, it also took out this liquidity here with a little weak. So I'm strongly bullish on gold. So what I'm waiting for right now is a quick retest, and then I'll enter. So at this point, anytime I see market structure showing me shifts to the upside, which is already here, it's visible and it's clear, I'll be taking my buy. So I'm waiting for my entry signatures to show up, and then I'll take my buy on gold. This is what I'm looking out for. So our bias has not changed from what we had in the morning. But right now, I'm giving you a confirmation that we should be going long on gold. So if you're buying gold, then you're doing the right thing based on my analysis. And if you're not yet in the buy, wait for it to retrace. Any little retracement you see, just look for a trade and then execute your buy position on gold. Okay. Look at one of the places I'm looking at this place right here to take my buy on gold. Okay, once price gets into this level here, I will execute my buy. Okay, this is what I'm looking out for. If it gets into this level here, I execute my buy for gold. So that's that on gold. Then for GBP JPY and Euro JPY, GBP JPY didn't get to our point of interest and it's already selling. But then I'd like to wait and see it come all the way up here. I will not rush and enter the sell because I don't believe this is the main sell for GBP JPY. So I'll just apply some patience and wait to see if it's going to trade all the way back here, and then I'll sell it. But if it doesn't, and like it's already doing a shifting structure right here, then if it continues this way, then I'll just look for an entry around here. If not, I'll wait for it to come back all the way here. So you can see that it has made a market structure shift already. And then this is one place you can be looking out for it somewhere around here at this breakout block. Okay, this is the first place. I'm waiting for a GBP JPY sell, and then this is the second place. If price stops me out on these two occasions, then I would I'll wait for it to get to the place we mentioned in the morning. Look at the place we mentioned in the morning. It's all the way up here. Okay. If price continues selling, then I expect it to come somewhere around here or here and then sell off. So let me use my path to show you the places I'm expecting. So this is one, and then this is the second. So either of these two places will give me a clear bias on GBP JPY. So if you're not in the sell, you can just wait. If you're in the sell, then enjoy your profits. If not, let's wait for GBP JPY to get to any of these two regions. So I'll send this to the Telegram group as usual, and then we'll watch and see what happens on GBP JPY. Okay, so let's move to the next one, which is Euro JPY. So on Euro JPY, I'm expecting pretty much the same thing. Remember in the morning, I told you all that for Euro JPY, I'm not expecting it to get all the way there, but if it does, then that would be a good place. So let's look out for similar thing we have on GBP JPY on this Euro JPY trade. So this is the same place that I'm expecting, something around here. If I see price around this zone here, see this whole zone, if I see price around it, I'll be taking a Euro JPY sell. If not, then I would expect it to mitigate 50% of this fair value gap right here, which is this place here. So these are the two places I'm expecting Euro JPY to buy to. If it buys into here, I would sell. If it buys into this other place, I would sell. So let me show you the path we're expecting for Euro JPY. So either of these two should give us a clean sweep for Euro JPY sell trades. Okay, so this is that's that for Euro JPY. And then finally on the dollar, remember I said we drew this line on the dollar USD JPY. We said once USD JPY breaks this line, then we're good for a sell. So right now we're looking for a sell on the dollar against the yen. So anytime I see a proper retracement, and then I'm expecting price to come somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around here. So if price comes to somewhere around here, which is about 50% of this fair value gap, I'll be taking my sell on the dollar to the downside. So right now, it looks like the yen pairs are aligning to our analysis. So we'll be looking to take advantage of them. The same thing for gold. So this is just a quick update on the pairs we're analyzing, and I hope you all are able to take advantage of them as they play out. Okay. Now let me know if you have any question, then we'll proceed. Like we've mentioned earlier, we have FX Bootcamp, which is a paid training where we teach everyone how to trade Forex market from scratch. And then after building your knowledge from scratch, we'll now go into detail, explaining all these entry methods, how we analyze the market, how we know where the market should be going to in the first place, and then where we should be entering. So we're going to teach you how to analyze the markets and then show you how we enter the market using our various strategies. So if you're interested, make sure you send us a DM so that we can get you onboarded as soon as possible. Send a message on WhatsApp so you get a faster response and we'll be able to onboard you as soon as possible. Okay. All right. So that will be all for today's market color, and we're going to meet again tomorrow morning by 8:30 a.m. for the London session market color. I hope you got value for the market color that we just had today, and then you're expecting more tomorrow. Until then, thank you all for joining once again. Wish you good luck and good trading. See you tomorrow. Cheers and God bless.